truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to say. You might get the best of him, but sure, never for me. Now, sweet talk to beast, dog tail jack, go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. Get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beast, dog tail jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I say, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Whoa. My master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to say. You might get the best of him, but sure, never for me. Now, sweet talk to beast, dog tail jack, to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run.
You can see it. Yo! What is up, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? It is Tuesday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On a setting. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now for the K-Gun Report? I have a very special guest right in the house, right over here. Hey, Scoot's here live at Casa de Swank. We're going to do some first round mocks. We have a really cool setup, man. I'm very stoked about it. Scott and I have been working on it since about 4 o'clock today. But we're going to hit some Bills talk, some news, comments, questions. We're going to go through all these scenarios, answer all your questions. Let's hit this intro and do it right, shall we? Here we go. Here we are, and here it is. Hey, Scott, you did that and you weren't supposed to.
Oh, there you go.
All right, there you go. Yeah, all right. Hey, there. Here we are, and here it is. First of the night. See what happens when you got a read boy in the studio? Do you see what happens? Listen, I'm very stoked to have my buddy Scoot Magoot right here. We can actually high five for real, and we're gonna be doing some mock scenarios on the K-Gun Report tonight. Season 5, episode
6.
6. Wow. Right below me, not at Casa de Swank. He said he'd never step foot in this place. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He hates my guts, ladies and gentlemen. Right down below here, my good buddy, Jerry. What's up, Jarrod?
Hey guys, I missed you last week. You guys had a great show last week, and I'm glad I'm back. We had the sickness run through the house, so that's always fun. But when you said special guest, I knew you had Scott over there, but I thought you were going to mention me because I've been gone for so long.
I'm sorry.
That
would have been a good bet.
Sitting here in my casa in between Cuca, Seneca, Canandaigua Lake, representing the FLX Mafia, here to talk Buffalo Bills football first round scenarios. And I know Scott's got a lot up his sleeve. Let's do it.
He sure does.
Not only is Jarrod between the Finger Lakes and Canandaigua Lake, but he's in between the flu, COVID. He's in between.
It's pretty good. It's like a Foxworthy bet, dude.
Yeah, right.
He's not lying.
I was gonna say, like, I think that you should add to your list of like between like Seneca and Canandaigua, like you should say slightly northeast of the Gulf of Mexico.
Just a little bit.
Guys, if you didn't know, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network and proud to be so. Go follow them on all social medias. You might be watching them, like this show, on that network right now on one of their social medias. OMG. Like, follow them if you don't. Also, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Dal Reed and the gang got all sorts of stuff cooking up and a good time over there. You can buy some fresh threads, help a family right in Western New York in need. It's a beautiful win-win-win. Isn't it great being sponsored by 26 Shirts?
Well, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of a group that does so much for the community and continually does it. You know Dal Reed's story. He says he just started out by wanting to do a shirt every other week for 26, and that's what the name came up with, and now he's doing something every week. It's pretty amazing. They raise a lot of money.
You know, that was really heartfelt, but I got to tell you, Scott, you got to stop rocking around because you're just squeaking like an old man over there in that chair. So you got to try to stay still.
All right, my ADHD is going to kick in
here. Guys, we got some people in the comments. Say hi to some friends, huh? We got Doug saying, what's up, everybody? Fine Tuesday night for a mock draft-a-thon. Hell yeah. We're going to be running a bunch of first-round scenarios and maybe a little trade back into the second round by Mr. Scooter Magooter's brain. We got Birdo. He's going for the record of most consecutive Season 5 views, man. What is up, Birdo? Always great to see you in the comments, my man.
What's up, friend?
I want to throw this out there. Jerry, Patrick Hughes, what better way to celebrate my 39th birthday than watching the K-Gun? Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Big Pat.
Happy birthday.
Thanks so much, man. This dude is an original OG of 24/7 and the K-Gun. And I dare say one of our closest boys right here. And we love you, dude. Happy birthday. So glad to be with you.
Pat celebrated by getting a brand new tattoo.
I know. It was dope, too. We got Bill's Mafia tattoo. Go on. Did you post it on your Facebook, Pat? Patrick, let us know. Let us know. He sent us pictures. I'm sure he posted it somewhere.
They did a good job. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty
jealous.
Jelly, mad jelly. We got the beautiful Paulette Brown. Good evening, everybody. Let's go, Buffalo. Hey. Got Cookie. What's up, Josh? What up, everybody? We got Uncle James. What's up, Mafia? Uncle James, I was just telling a story about you when Scott and I were eating some pizza earlier, and it was really funny. It was the origins of In the Way Dave.
What's up, guys?
We got Mary Jane Brown Hughes. Happy birthday, Patrick. Hell yeah. Let's see. We got Joey Hatch. What's up, brother? Hello, my Buffalo Bills brothers and sisters.
Hey.
What's up, Joey?
Hey, we got Rob Crippen. What is up, Rob? He says, what's good, fellas? Have a great show. Thank you, my man. And don't forget.
Yeah, Rob's part of the Nickel City crew there on Twitter, and he'll actually be on the show for the post-draft reaction show, which is the following week from the April 25th show. So we can't wait to have him on. I was on his show, had a great time, and we look forward to reciprocating. And what's the phrase that he used on the show?
Spreading the seed.
Not spreading the seed. That's not it.
That's what we do here in Bologna.
That's what you do in Bologna. That's why you got 4 kids.
Pollinating the gardens. I don't even know.
He went with it. He went with it. At least he's
hey, we just dropped from 500 viewers to.
But no, for real, I see it. We're up at 500 viewers almost. We've only been on for 8 minutes. Keep coming in. Invite your friends to the show. It's a fan first perspective show. We like to hear comments coming in, and we're doing a draft. We're doing a lot of first round scenarios that we want your guys' opinion in for sure. Come on in.
Hell yeah. Yeah, go check out Rob and DT over there at Nickel City Crew, man. They have a great show. It's very fun. And follow Rob and Nickel City on Twitter because it's a good time going back and forth, man. Joey Hatch, nice to have the whole crew here tonight. Hell yeah, Joey. It does feel like it's been a minute since we've seen you, Jared. You're getting love in the comments, man. Doug's also saying welcome back, Jared. You know,
I'm happy to be back and seeing all your names on here. It's just, Swank alludes to it all the time about our OGs and seeing everybody come in every week, and you guys are welcoming me back. That's pretty sweet. Missed you guys. I'm glad I'm back.
Listen, we bust on you, man, but we love you to death. We're so glad you're back.
I know.
Paulette, welcome back, Jared. All right, this is getting ridiculous. Stop it with the Jared stuff, okay? Oh, let's see. Rob Crippen says, hashtag build the base. Hell yeah. Rob came up with that sweet little tag, and we've been trying to spread it around in the Buff fan base family.
Cross-pollination.
There you go, buddy.
That's what he is. Build the base.
Spread the seed.
Yep. Cross-pollination. There you go. Get the 24/7.
Yeah, I want a 26 shirt that says spread the seed, and then a little dash that says Jared Reed underneath it, dude. Spread the Jared Reed seed.
Spread the Reed seed.
Let's see. Joey says, what's up to you boys and myself? Joey, man, I'm just living life. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time to be alive right now, man. It's exciting. We got the draft coming up next week. Getting ready for our big 4 to 5 hour draft show that we're going to be doing next Thursday. We'll get into all those specifics, but that's kind of the reason Scooter's over here tonight. We were trying to kind of plot and plan and see what we're going to do, but live from my living room right downstairs, I think, is the game. Oh, yeah, you got your draft.
I can't wait to finally wear this beautiful thing.
Yeah, you've already worn it.
So, Jared, you got your hat. We are at 530 members watching. What we have for you guys all, if you join the show, you leave a comment, you will enter to win a James Cook. Guys, surprise, surprise.
All right, hold on. Before you say another word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because right now, it makes it sound like they're leaving comment and they're going to enter it. No. Next Thursday night,
yes,
yes, you do, and you get a little BB about it, and it's all right. Well, I love you, but next Thursday night we're going to be starting our draft show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be taking your phone calls. We're going to be doing some draft tracking. We're going to be drinking beers. We're going to be eating some pizza. We're going to be hanging hard, and you can get all of our BS. We're going to have some guests. RT's going to roll through. Anybody else from the fan base that wants to come, maybe Justice, a couple other guys. But it's like a tradition we've been doing for 4 seasons now.
Yep.
I missed it last year because of my anniversary. It was a beautiful reason to miss. But I gotta tell you, I'm looking really forward to next Thursday. It's gonna be a great time. So if you leave a comment anytime during that 4 to 5 hour show, because we're going all the way up until the last pick, you'll be entered to win a James Cook signed jersey, Scott, next Thursday.
Next
Thursday's comments, yes.
Where's that coming from, Scott?
Our buddy Justice General, they're head of the fan base, the General, Godfather, we'll call him. And he's providing, and couldn't be happier to be a part of the Buff fan base. And comment, enter to win, awesome James Cook jersey. It's exciting. We love giving stuff away.
The Godfather will provide, coming from Scott.
All right, so quick question for you two. If you were to get a James Cook jersey, would you rather have that original 28 or the new 4?
Oh, it got to be the new 4.
4, yeah.
Okay.
28 reminds me of Spiller. I'm glad that he shied away from it, to be honest. And Spiller also changed numbers, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. We got our boy Franklin, who won the FLX Mafia tie-dye shirt. He says he wore my FLX Mafia shirt to Taron Johnson signing, but my daughter blocked it in the pic. Now we got to get one for her too, man.
Yep.
That's what's up. I saw those pictures, Franklin. That's dope that you met him. Let's see. Corey Blaine, what's up, guys? Let's go. Hell yeah. What's up, brother? We got Harold Fuller, go Bills. We got Casey saying, horror Mafia fam. This offseason is long. Yeah, it's the truth, man. But, man, all of a sudden now it's draft, like offseason workouts, draft time. Then you're going to get rookie mini camp, like, and then there's going to be a big
that's when it slows down.
That's when it really slows down. Cross pollination, bro.
There it is.
Oh God.
Spreading the seed.
Spreading the seed. What's up, Jamie? He says, what are we drinking tonight? Scott and I have been drinking some other half assortments. Sorry, Jerry.
No, it's okay. I'm jealous though. It's good stuff.
We're gonna have an assorted lot of those for Thursday, and I believe you've won quite a bit of beer bets, so it's gonna be a good night next Thursday.
But I'll share.
Oh yeah, no,
he'll do what he normally does at parties and show up empty-handed.
Well, he won a bunch, so it's fine.
A hazy little thing IPA today.
Oh, you got the pounder, dude.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty stuff.
Nice. Scooter and I also have some on deckers here in case it gets late. Let's see. Mary Jane Brown Hughes says, any updates on Hyde and Milano? Hyde is not with the team. So if you didn't know that, there's that. There is a possibility that he might be signed for depth if he doesn't sign elsewhere. I kind of don't think so. I think the Bills are done with this sentiment of like signing these older guys that have kind of been around forever. Like, not to say anything bad about Hyde. I love Micah Hyde. I'm kind of in the whole I hope he rides off into the sunset kind of mentality rather than come back and, play backup.
He had that serious injury, the neck injury and all that stuff. So that takes a lot. I imagine he's thinking about that quite a bit in this offseason.
Yeah, for sure. Milano, he's still rehabbing, trying to get back to full strength. If you go to 247buffanimalname.com/blogs, our boy, Mr. Dr. Bruce McKellar, has the injury report and a great article that he wrote about that probably 3 weeks ago, something like that. So you can check that out. Oh, right there. Look at this. Go Bills. The doc is in right there. Dr. Bruce, right on time.
Dr. Bruce.
Of course, I'm about 6 minutes behind on these comments because you guys are killing it in the comments again. So
he just said report is Milano will be ready for training camp.
Love it.
That's from Dr. Bruce himself.
Nice.
Oh, he got a lot of love and hearts for that one.
I mean, can you guys imagine Bernard and Milano playing together?
Oh my God, I want him so bad. Nate Nacho, my favorite handle that is on this show. So that's a challenge to anybody that's looking to make a new handle. Nate Nacho, that is the most amazing handle to me. He says, "What's up, fellas? Here for the OJ tribute podcast."
So Nate, is it Nate Nacho or is it Nate Nacho?
I don't get that reference.
Nacho Libre.
Oh, Nacho Libre. Yeah, I've only seen it once.
Jack Black.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know it's Jack Black.
Movie.
Film.
He's trying to make up for that spread the seed comment.
Yeah, he's trying. Nobody will forget that though.
I'm not. You guys aren't gonna drop that one.
Yes, OJ Simpson has passed away. It's been very polarizing, especially on our group page, our Facebook group page, and all over really. I think there is a world where you can separate the two things where, yes, he was an amazingly extraordinary, ahead of his time running back and a legend as far as football is concerned, and also a murderer. So those are your two sides of the coin.
Well said.
You're right. I mean, there's people that can separate it, and there's people that you can't separate it.
Yes.
And, it depends on where you fall in that spectrum. Human being, not so much. Football player, yes, but some people say the human being was the football player. So, I don't know. Their own.
There's a lot of examples of this kind of thing in celebrity and sport. I don't know. It's just too much. So to me, it's like, deal with it the way you feel like you got to deal with it. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm glad it's done. I did see him at the game last year. It was pretty crazy. He was a row behind us, and everybody started yelling juice. I know I said it on the show, but I thought somebody had an O.J. Simpson jersey. It was actually O.J. Simpson. And I turned to my brother, Mr. Kyle Gobe, who is a contributor to 24/7 Buff Fandemonium as well. And I said, I have been this close, like closer to football players, but I've never been this close to a murderer before.
That you know of.
that I know of, exactly. So, yep, OJ's gone, and that's that. And moving on, man. Mm-hmm. Corey says he can't wait for the draft. You already know. Hell yeah, brother. That is what this show is going to be all about here once we get through some comments. Uncle James says, I dare you to take my phone call. I think he's talking about the draft show. I think we get that dare every year. I'm pretty sure we do. And I'll take it, bro.
For those of you who don't know, our draft show is next week, the 25th. We will be airing live at 7:30, going for the full 4 to 5 hours, however long it takes for our Buffalo Bills to draft, if they draft in the first round. But we do take phone calls. So spread it out. Call whenever you want. Help us predict some picks. And we'll have you on for sure. It'll be through my messenger, Scott's messenger. So call through messenger. Don't try a personal phone call or anything. You don't have those details anyways, but that's how we'll do it. We had a lot of fun.
I can post your number if you want.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all right.
But no, we look forward to hearing you guys call us. And like I said, call us whenever. We'll take the phone call and we'll guess, see how correct we are with these draft picks.
Hell yeah, it's a good time, man. It's always a good time. It's actually like one of our highest rated shows when we do it, which you think like all that time, 4 to 5 hours, it's a long night. We have a blast and it flies by, but it's like it's a long night. It's a lot to listen to or watch, but people come in, they pop in. Some people hang all night. Some people just come in for the pick or just to BS with us, and it's great. So
or just leave a comment for a chance to win a
James Cook
people have told me they have the draft live on their TV with their TV muted, and they just listen to us, which is one of the best compliments you can have. So
absolutely, that's like right up there with like when you would like mute your TV and listen to Murph call the game or something, right? Or whatever. That's pretty flattering. So that's awesome. John's a bit late, but made it. What's up, guys? John's, you are never early or late. You arrive exactly on time, dude. You're just like Gandalf, man. Just the perfect guy.
You're here when you're supposed to be. That's all.
Let's see. Paulette said she saw a video on the Bills Network going into the Orchard Park Stadium for some training workouts. Yeah, they started some off-season workouts today. Your QB number 1 was one of the first dudes to show up, which should make everybody super happy.
Diggs didn't show up.
That's weird. He got lost, I guess.
Where is he?
Right now?
Oh, shit, I'm behind.
Right now, he's probably in Paris right now. Listen, I love Diggs. I loved him. It does, like, again, this is another one of those things. It's hard to, like, really compare it to the OJ thing. But for me, it is, like, you can admit that he was a great legendary wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills and also an asshole and left weird. And that's okay. It's time for him to go. That's okay. Like both of these things can be true. So, all right. Man, you guys are killing it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
M. Johns Ramos says, great movie. I think that's in reference to Nacho Libre. So.
There you go.
Nacho.
Well, you are behind, aren't you?
I love it. Dr. Bruce says, I needed you guys tonight. I've had a very long couple of weeks. Hell yeah, Dr. Bruce.
We're here
every Tuesday, my man. And hey, you can hit us up in the group chat too whenever you want, man. But give our boy Dr. Bruce some love if he's having a hard week, man. Let's see. M, who do you guys hope we draft this year? Ooh, we're going to get into that, M. Don't you worry. Franklin says, I'm all over the place, but I know I don't want to trade up unless it's for MHJ, Marvin Harrison Jr., Neighbors, or Udunze. I'd rather wait. Is that how you said that?
Yeah, Udunze.
I'd rather wait, though, because it's a deep wide receiver class, and we could fill lots of other holes with all these picks. It's a great segue, dude.
I was going to say, you're calling out the show. What we're doing, last week we did our 7 rounds. This week we're actually creating a situation where we're going to provide some information regarding moving up for one of the top 3 elite guys, moving up maybe to the top 10, 15, 15 to 20, staying put, dropping back. And I've got a situation where we could possibly get T. Higgins. I tried like hell, guys, to get Brandon Ayuk on the team, but no one would trade for him in these fantasy islands out there somewhere. But Brandon Ayuk would be someone that I personally would like.
That's my dream.
Yep. A lot of people complain about the money, but we gain like almost $20 million a year now that Stephon Diggs is gone, and they can restructure the contract and make it work. Bean does his magic. But this is a fun show because we're going to create a bunch of situations for everybody.
Yeah, we're really excited about this one. Actually, your boy Scooter Magoo, man, he's put a lot of legwork into this one, and I'm very excited to get into it. Here we go. 800 live watching right now. You guys, I got to tell you, before we get into this draft thing, this has been a absolute landmark of a season for us personally. A lot of viewing goals are completely shattered, and you guys have been insanely supportive and nice. So thank you, as always. But thank you especially this season, like these first 6 episodes, out of control. Absolutely out of control. So keep commenting. We throw them all up. You don't have to pay to get your opinion posted on 24/7 or the K-Gun Report. We are here for you. This is your show. So thank you again. Appreciate it. Scott and I are going to attempt to do this really cool thing where we're going to synchronize at the same time.
Like the first 2 seconds of the show.
First 2 seconds of the show. So it's going to be a 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you on it?
I'm on it.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, click. Yo! Nicely done, Scoop. So here, why don't you explain to them what site you're on here and how dope this view is. And actually, we worked hard on trying to get this so that you guys could see all of this. It's so hard on a lot of these shows to even see what the hell's going on, including our show from last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little hard. So this, man, we're hoping all of you guys can see, all of you can get your input in, throw your comments in. Let's roll. Where are you at, Scott?
So we're at NFL Draft Buzz. They actually do a real good simulator. There's PFF. There's all these other draft draft simulators out there, but I found this one a lot easier to maneuver. And there's no knock to any of the other ones, but it allows you. This is what I like, the draft chart. You guys see this Jimmy Johnson draft chart down here, and you can pick from these options. The Jimmy Johnson is the most common draft chart, trade value chart that they use in the NFL, and it's actually very helpful. So when you're trading up, trading back, you get a value of these draft picks to see what is a fair value. Now, any of these draft charts, what they don't do is take in consideration of how valuable that player is. So, say for instance, Marvin Harrison Jr. is very high rated. They have a 1,600 mark on that pick, but his wide receiver value is a lot more than any of the wide receiver values that were last year. So you can only put a certain mark on it. So some of these trades are rejected, and some of them are based on whether or not these players actually need a wide receiver. So if you're trying to trade with the Cardinals with the 4th pick, but they need a receiver, you may offer them an equivalent amount of draft picks to move up that far, but they're not going to take it because they also need a wide receiver. So I like the way that they do it here with the NFL Draft Buzz. And like I said, you can go warp, which is flying through these picks, but it's very fun to use. So what we're doing tonight is I'm going to show us a situation where we can get T. Higgins. If anybody wants T. Higgins in the comments, let us know. I tried Ayuk. That's not happening. We're going to trade up the top 5, which is very hard. We're going to trade up the top 10, which is very hard. And we're going to use the numbers that this Jimmy Johnson trade value chart allow us to use to make these picks realistic to what the Buffalo Bills potentially could do. We're going to stay put, and we're also going to draft back. So it's going to be a really fun show. Leave your comments in there. No, it's a really cool show that we're having here tonight. For those ones that we're just drafting and moving up, we're only going to do 1 round.
Yep.
For the ones that we're drafting back, we're actually going to use 4-round picks. That way you guys can see potentially what potential players are there for us for the first 4 rounds, which is going to be really fun.
Yeah. So are we going to start with trying to hit the home run and get a top 5 pick, or you want to start with moving up slowly? How you want to build this up?
Well, I want to show people how first we can get someone that's already in the NFL. And the reason
I think we should do the big nugget at the end. So work our way up to top 5. I think that'd be awesome.
Well, I would say it
Put it in
depends
the
on what the
comments.
big nugget is, Jarrod. Some people would say the big nugget is trading back and getting a lot of picks.
All right. Yeah, true.
But I think for those that want to trade up and get like a T. Higgins, there is a couple options we have. Let me pull it up here. Okay, so what I like is you could pick how many rounds, and then the trade up is just obviously going to be the first round. We'll warp it, and we'll choose the Buffalo Bills, obviously. And what I've seen is we'll enter the draft. These are real nice. What this page offers is a draft tracker, who's up next, what their needs are, the best available prospects, and these are pretty accurate as far as top players available. And then it shows what pick we're going with here. So Ayuk, guys, believe it or not, it's going to be like 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, and maybe some other picks in there, and that's a lot to give up. I know the Buffalo Bills for Diggs, they traded away for an experienced wide receiver. I can see potentially that's what they're going to do this year. That's always a potential. We don't know what Bean's going to do, but experience over non-experience, right?
Yeah.
So let's try to make a trade offer. We're obviously going to have to get rid of. Hold on, let me move you here, Swank. Not sure what that did there.
Nothing.
It didn't do anything. So that's the first time that happened.
Let's see. Did Higgins sign a franchise tag? Not to my knowledge, sir. There are rumblings. There are rumblings from inside of Cincinnati that says they are not going to let him go. But he is a more acquirable target for this exercise than an Ayuk. Ayuk is absolutely, I don't know. I think I would be upset knowing how much they gave up for him at first. And then after that settled and those picks were gone and whatever other crap we gave up for him was gone, I would be absolutely 100% okay with it. Just because that dude is the dude that like I've been wanting for like 2 seasons. I don't know. To me, I think my take on it, a lot of this is that you gotta swing a little bit. I don't really want to exactly replace Stephon Diggs, but we need a piece that is going to produce there and not just produce at like a Gabe Davis level. We need like big time production, 1,000-yard receiver or bust, right? Like that's a given for me. So
yeah.
So right now, guys, like I said, we're getting rid of our first round draft pick. We're going to select the Cincinnati Bengals here. And then let's go here. We got to give our first round up, and we're also going to go for Higgins. That's what I like about them. You can scroll all the way down here and find Higgins. And actually, you see this reject and accept success chance. That's actually pretty accurate. I've tried making some crazy trades that I've seen all over because social media has these drafts all over the place. I've tried it myself here when I think in comparison to using that Jimmy Johnson trade value chart. And some trades should not go through that do, and they actually do. Like I said, they're very good. It's rejected right now because right now it's just for a first-round pick. And I'm going to show you right now that I believe we would also have to adjust our offer. And I think I got here 2025 and a 2024 fifth. So we'd have to get rid of a 4th here and a 2025 pick, a 2nd rounder. Now, leave in the comments if you think this is a fair trade.
So recap it. What's the trade? What's the pick value?
The trade would be T. Higgins versus a Buffalo Bills would have to give up their 1st rounder this year, their 4th rounder this year, and a 2nd rounder next year. Now T. Higgins is young, right? He's 25 years old. He's got great size, 6+, 200+ pounds, and a proven veteran. Like I said, this is something that the Buffalo Bills have done in the past, going after a proven player rather than a player that has really no experience in the NFL with a rookie. So we'll decide it, and we'll see that they'll hopefully accept the trade. And that's, guys, this isn't just me pushing buttons. I've done the research. I've looked at the draft value charts, and this is something that we see an equivalent value. We may actually give them a few more points, which is acceptable because obviously a flat rate, a lot of teams are going to say, they said, make it work for me. So this is something that will not only work for the Bengals because obviously they need a receiver as well. And they also need offensive line. So now having two first-round draft picks for the Bengals works out significant amount. And then we have our wide receiver number 1.
So with T. Higgins, what you're saying is, like Stephon Diggs, this is an upcoming receiver who is young that has not yet made that step to All-Pro or Pro Bowl. But when he gets to Buffalo, that's when he will. And that's what we're hoping T. Higgins is like, right? The straight up for a first draft pick. He's young. He's going to be our number 1 for 4 or 5 years. And then like Diggs, all of a sudden becomes an all-pro 1,000-yard receiver and with all the accolades.
Franklin says, yeah, it's fair, but I don't want to pay him. LOL. Dr. Bruce says too much draft capital and we can't sign him. His franchise number is 22 million this year. I do have like a little bit of a pushback on that where Brandon Beane has worked some crazy contracts with some front-loaded bonus money and working and massaging the numbers. And you got to remember that, maybe he would take less this year. Any of these guys take a little less this year with a bigger bonus and then get his payday down the road like so many players do.
Yep.
We're at 1,001 viewers. Thank you so much, by the way. Keep it going. Share it around. Looking at his production, was he banged up last year?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he had half the receptions, almost 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. But the 2 seasons.
Burrow was injured.
Yes, Burrow was injured too. The 2 seasons before that, over 1,000 yards, 74 receptions each of the year, and 7 and 6 touchdowns in his rookie season with 908 yards. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. The only other thing that I'm thinking about with this trade in particular is, are the Cincinnati Bengals going to be willing to throw T. Higgins to one of their biggest competitors in the AFC? You know what I mean?
Well, that's where you're dangling the meat in front of them because they do need a wide receiver.
We're not spreading seeds. B, we're not dangling meat.
But time and time again, the NFL, everyone talks about how Joe Burrow needs protection. The guy's injury prone. We already know that. They need offensive line help. And any way to get another first-round draft pick and grab one of these top 5 tackles, even the interior offensive line, you do it. And Higgins we're talking about the money. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, we are gaining $20 million from Diggs not being there alone.
Yeah.
So if he's demanding the 22 mil, then I'm sure Bean will find a way to be able to afford that. But the argument would be we can bring a rookie in for 5 years for a rookie contract. So yeah. I hear you. But
so
we've
what's great about what I'm seeing here on this draft is we got T. Higgins and then we're up and Xavier Worthy's still available.
Oh, yeah, because we did let it go through. We did the second round there. So we could also bring in Xavier Worthy here.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Not bad.
Harold said, would you rather have Higgins than Adonai Mitchell?
It depends if you're asking if it's proven NFL caliber, 1,000-yard receiver, 75 catches as a number 2. Keep in mind. Mm-hmm. He's been a number 2 getting 75 catches. Someone that's got the experience, has played in a tough division, has played in the playoff games versus a guy that's coming out of Texas. He's got his knocks. The same with Xavier Worthy. They came from the same college. They both have their knocks. So do you take the inexperience over the experience? And obviously the obvious conversation is the money over the expensive paycheck versus the rookie contract.
Listen, my dynasty league will tell you that there's plenty of rookie wide receivers from first rounds that have not produced their first year. But I'm going to call you out and say that you kind of Jarroded that answer. What would you do, Scott, if it was between those two dudes? Would you take Higgins or would you take Adonai Mitchell?
That's tough. I would take Higgins, to be honest with you.
Wow. You heard it here first. That's at Scott.
I would take him too. I mean, right now, we don't know what this Bills team really looks like yet. And I think if you get a proven receiver in there with Josh Allen, with James Cook, with Kincaid, with Knox, we win now. We can start rebuilding with a new guy. He might be productive, but we know Higgins is going to be there and put up the numbers. So I think take Higgins now.
The more serious question is, would you rather take a 25-year-old Higgins with the numbers he's already provided or a 32-year-old Diggs with the numbers and him dwindling them off and knowing what he did the last 8 weeks? Because that's basically what you're getting, because that second-round draft pick that we're using is a pick we got from Houston.
Yeah.
So you're trading your first pick, you're bringing in Higgins, and that second round we got rid of is for Diggs. So it's basically a T. Higgins versus Diggs trade.
Yeah. I mean, but also, you know, potentially grabbing one of these first rounders that could, you know, so to me, it's like, yes, I see that head to head, but I also see, you know, are you going to pop on one of these dudes that could potentially go off? But the thing is, like, we've talked about it a lot. The draft is not a guarantee. Like, there's boom and busts in every single draft. If you guys remember the quarterback draft a couple years ago, when there was that guy Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who got picked as the last two quarterbacks in that first round, where you had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Rosen. You know, a lot of these dudes, Baker's barely trying to make a career comeback after his fourth year, whatever. You know, and Darnold's a career backup, and Rosen, I think, is in Canadian or USFL or something like that. So none of that's a guarantee. I see, and I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate, I could see them going for the rookie and taking the contract and taking the money and risking that, and then getting more players, because the cool thing about this coaching staff and this front office is that they don't care if you were picked first in the first round or in the seventh round. And Kyer Elam will tell you that, you know, if you play ball, you are on the field, and that's it. So I see him. I think I see him because this is like that first year where it's like really going to hurt their purse, you know, with Josh, and then Diggs is BS and all that. But I think it is important to realize that, yes, Stephon Diggs is gone. He's an aging first rounder, or number one wide receiver that had a drop off of production. He was very good for this team, but it's time to move on. I see a young guy coming in here and being productive because he has Josh Allen.
And that $20 million could be used a lot of other places, because we know the Bills like to use those 1-year contracts and all that stuff. So
this is going to be a lull year if they go for the draft pick. I see it being potentially a down year, but that to me is not making the playoffs, or not being the AFC East divisional champions. Like I still see them being contenders. I just think it's going to be more of a learning curve potentially, but I don't see them being out of anything. So
there you go.
All right.
So what's the other situation? So the other situation, guys, is we all feel that the Bills are going to go after wide receiver number 1. The top 2 guys, Harrison and Neighbors, I have them going in the top 5. I tried like hell, fellas, to try to figure out a situation where we could be in the top 5. And that, like I said, is getting rid of this year's first, next year's first, getting rid of next year's second, and this year's second. And if you see my scroller over here on the left side, you can see that if we were to trade, the Cardinals need a wide receiver, and they're going to go after one of these guys, I believe. The Chargers need a wide receiver. I believe they will go after one of these guys. The Giants, they do have wide receiver depth. They do. They have a lot of wide receiver number 2s on their team, which is not a bad situation to be in. Daniel Jones will have fun with that. But I don't see them trading out, because if the Neighbors or Harrison Jr. are there, they're going to go after him. Yeah. So I find it hard because Tennessee also needs a receiver, and I found it very difficult to knock ourselves back into the top 5, even the top 10. So the next situation we're bringing up is the top 10 to 15. And when I talk about 10 to 15, I do see one of the elite 3, and I call them elite 3 because the NFL is giving credit to Neighbors, Harrison Jr., and Odunze as the top 3, and it's a top 5 picks compared to 15 and beyond. So I think our biggest chance for potentially, if we watch the draft and we come to pick 10 and Odunze has yet to be picked, there is a trade partner I do believe that we have, and that trade partner is Minnesota. So you will see right here, Minnesota's 11. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of other teams in the back that want to come up and get a wide receiver, but we have a couple teams here that also need quarterbacks. And I think there's a lot of teams that will bump up knowing that the quarterback situation might be a lot different there coming 12, 13, 14. We do need to get ahead of the Colts. We do need to get ahead of the Colts because they're going to go after wide receiver. So if we want someone like an Odunze or Brian Thomas Jr., we're going to have to bump in front of the Colts, potentially with one of these three teams. And I think Minnesota is the best option. So let's make a trade offer. So we will make a trade offer. We're going to get rid of our first round draft pick, obviously, because that's what we're doing.
Yep.
We'll find Minnesota. And keep in mind, guys, I'm not just picking these trades. I've done a little research. I've used our draft value chart to make sure that these trades are not biased anyway. Use the success chance here. They're pretty accurate here. So to get a trade with Minnesota to bump up to 11, we're going to have to get rid of our first round draft pick this year. We're going to have to get rid of our first round draft pick next year. I know it's tough. It's tough, but we have to do it. And then a third round in 2025. So you see right now it's right in the middle. And we can offer that trade. But like I said, this all depends on what we see with the pick coming up. So let's see what happens. I just want to play it out here.
Did they take the trade or we don't know yet?
We don't know yet. See, Malik Neighbors is gone. And say top 10. Okay. Pause the trade. Odunze is gone.
Pause the draft, you meant.
Pause the trade. Yep, the draft. Neighbors is gone and Harrison is gone. So if we want to bump up to get the next best wide receiver, Brian Thomas, he is available now. We can offer the trade. Again, it's the first round this year for hold on. I gotta add in.
Better pause the draft.
Yeah, hold on, guys. See, it was a lot easier to do last time. And that's fine.
I feel like we're at a PowerPoint for like.
That's fine. Yeah, right.
If Brian Thomas is the only one left, are you trading up that far to get him? Is he top 15, you think?
That's the thing. Is like if I would have stopped at first, I could have. Let me offer trades first, and we'll go, like I said, to Minnesota. All right, guys, help me find Minnesota here. There it is.
Right there. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna grab their pick. We'll adjust our offer because we're gonna give our first round this year, our first round next year, and a third round next year. All right, and what I want to do is I want to start the draft just to see who's going where. Harrison.
Well, they have Harrison going to Chicago, and Chicago's.
So I'm going to pause it here at 10. So right now at 10, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jarrod. At 10, we still have Odunze. And like I said, we want to trade right here with Minnesota if we want him. So I'm going to go ahead and make that trade offer. And like I said, we have to get ahead of the Colts here. Offer trade. Again, our first round this year, first round next year with the third, and then the 11th. It's accepted.
There you go.
So if you want someone like a Odunze, if you want someone that's in the top 3, you trade up to the Minnesota Vikings and you grab a Odunze.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's a hefty price tag. And do we think Odunze is worth it?
The guy's comparison is actually Fitzgerald, wide receiver from the Cardinals. Everybody knows Larry Fitzgerald, wonderful wide receiver. He's actually got a lot of big wide receiver that has been successful in the NFL comps. So I think he's worth that pick, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, there's that scenario. Jay says for Odunze, I'd do it, especially because we have 2 seconds next year. Absolutely.
There you go. That's perfect.
The Shriners commercial going on.
I know. Did you see that? I love some of these pop-ups. I thought one of these pop-ups was on my computer, so I went over there and tried to exit it out. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not me.
Half the battles of pop-ups coming up.
Yeah. You're used to fighting pop-ups on sketchy sites, aren't you? Guys, listen, it's 8:47. Want to remind you, we're part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Go follow all of them on social media. Also, as part of that, we are sponsored by 26 Shirts. It's right above you, Scott. 26shirts.com. Go check out what Del Reed and the gang got going on. Awesome threads. They had something really cool drop just this week. So go to the site, check it out. Give them all your money. They'll do great things with it. Scott, what if we go to that next tier wide receiver, right? is there another scenario between top 15, 10 and where we're at where we could go up and get somebody, maybe not give up quite so much draft capital?
There is an option between picks 16 and 20. If the top three have left us, again, that's Harrison, Neighbors, and the Dunze. We do have an option to move up between the 15 and 20, and there are tier 3 or tier 2 wide receivers that will be potentially gone by then. The Brian Thomas Jr. right here from LSU. Adonai Mitchell. He's someone I see going later, second round, but again, keep it close. I've seen him go as early as 15.
I'm going to give you credit, though. That was like 49 minutes.
This is what's fun about this draft is like you have runs, right? All of a sudden, you're going to have run of linemen and then run of receivers. Yeah. So when you're looking at this guy,
teams get shook, yeah.
If you say between 16 and 20, what point is that last 3-tier wide receiver gone where you're going to expect a couple draft picks to go and then another run at wide receiver? Because I think that next run at wide receiver is going to lead with Brian Thomas, right?
Yep.
You would think. So I know Swank wants him. Where we have to get between 15 and 20 to get Brian Thomas, you think?
He's gone anywhere in the top 20, 10 to 20 to even late the second half of the 25, 26, 25th picks. So it all depends, like you said, when that starts. So the Bills have to gamble. They have to figure out, well, are any of these teams, do you think, are going to start that next wave? And why
that's what I'm saying. That next start of the next wave could possibly be Brian. So you can't wait for the start to start. You have to be the one that starts it.
Right. And if we're looking at what the team needs are here, that second wave, if it is to start, is with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if you ask me personally, I think Burrow's been injured enough. They do need protection as offensive tackle, and there's plenty of options there in the middle of the round. But if they're trading a T. Higgins, or if T. Higgins wants out, is this a spot to go ahead and grab Jamar Chase's predecessor, the guy on the opposite of the field, and grab a Brian Thomas Jr.? So somehow you have to move ahead of the Bengals. Now, keep in mind the Bengals could move up too because they fear the same thing. Is there another team that wants to come in and start this next wave of wide receivers? And again, like you said, it might start with a Brian Thomas Jr. or Adonai Mitchell. The Seattle Seahawks have offensive line issues. They have tight ends as the number one pick here, but they have offensive line issues as it is right now. So I don't see them going after wide receiver. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have edge, offensive tackle, and cornerback. And I can go into detail of why I think they can move back. I think a lot of those players will be gone. The top 15 will be gone, so they can move back at this point. And so that's why I think they're a perfect trade partner for the Buffalo Bills at 17. You're bumping ahead of the Cincinnati Bengals at this point, and this is when you start playing that game. And in this scenario, I actually do have them trading with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's bring that up. We're going to bring our trade. We're obviously going to get rid of our 28th pick, fellas. And we're going to go to Jacksonville. And every time I do this, I hope, oh, come on, fall.
Is this the next draft, Scott, or is this another one?
This is the 16 to 20. If we were to go to the 16th and 20th pick to bump up to get a wide receiver, I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars would be the team to do it.
Okay.
So Jacksonville, because we got to get ahead of the Cincinnati Bengals. Whether or not you believe they're going to pick a tackle or wide receiver, offensive tackles are priority, but you can't, if you get someone nasty on the opposite side of Jamar Chase, Burrow's going to have a field day. So it's not as harsh as the last one, Swank. Mm-hmm. I do have us trading a first round this year, and actually adjust offer. I'm going to try the second trade next year. And the reason I say try is because there was another website that this one does not have the Buffalo Bills second round draft pick from Minnesota, which would be a higher pick. But I'm going to go ahead and see if this one works anyways. So it would be a first round this year and a second round next year. They accepted it. So all we would do is trade spots in the first round, and we'd have to give up one of 2 second rounders next year. So that allowed us to move up, guys. We'll start the draft and see if that actually works out for us at 17. We're hoping for Brian Thomas Jr. here. And if Adunze falls that far, then that would be something else too.
I think that's a lot easier pill to swallow, right? I mean,
there it is.
We're going to reject all trades for now. And look who's there.
Yep, there he is.
So if I was going to go to all, and we're looking at the best players available, he's still there. But if they're going after wide receiver, he's the next guy in line, and I think that's a perfect situation for Buffalo. If they are in fact going, like I said, you're just trading first rounders, and you're getting rid of the second rounder that you got for Diggs. So basically, it's another trade. Are you taking Brian Thomas Jr. for Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. I love how that worked out.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That was my favorite so far.
Yeah, that's actually gave me the chills. So
I'm telling you what, guys, you should watch this trade that we're going to trade back in. It is something else.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere? Well,
we'll sell you the whole seat. You'll only use the edge.
Well, guys, I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. I'm actually I'm in conversation with Brandon Bean throughout the week, asking me for advice. So that's exciting.
That's Brandon Bean spelled with a B-R-E.
Brandon Breen. Now, guys, this is a fan first perspective. This is taking the notes and watching the draft value chart and making these trades, and they happen. Obviously, what's going to happen next week as we all go live at 7:30 for the draft special, 4.5-hour show, 5-hour show. It's all going to play out a different way for sure, but we love doing this. It's fun.
Wouldn't that be something, though? Wouldn't that be something if one of these 5 scenarios you happen to...
Real quick before you start switching stuff. Sorry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny, though, Scott, if one of these 5 scenarios you actually picked and nailed? That'd be awesome.
Franklin was asking if we did that trade and the top pass rusher was available, would you take the pass rusher or Thomas? Can we do that same scenario really quick?
Yep.
And just see who's the best available pass rusher.
Yep.
Pressure.
We're going to enter the draft.
Because this is a thing where, like, all of a sudden you're getting out of, like, the real sexy wide receivers, right? Which, to me, like, Thomas is, like, the dude. I think he's
there's
obtainable.
3 and then Thomas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's obtainable, and this was a great demonstration. Clip this for tomorrow. Oh my God. Great demonstration of, like, not giving up the farm and getting a quality rookie at a value.
What did I do? I gave up our first, and then
next year's second.
Next year's second or third?
Second, because we have 2.
Right.
It's just not on the board yet.
Okay. So let's make this trade happen.
Yes. All right, let's go. Let's go run that.
So I know the guys he's talking about. It's Latu, and Jarrod Verse. I believe those guys are hell of defensive linemen to have on our team. Let's see. And the question is, would we take them if they're available? So let's even see if they are available. So we're sitting now at pick 17.
Well, one of them's gone.
Okay. All right. So this is a tough call. And I'll be honest with you. It's because it's a defensive end edge rusher. Okay.
Let's see what the wide receiver.
I do want to show you the 6'4", 254 is the typical prototypical Buffalo Bills defensive end.
He's big, lengthy, fast.
I can show you a video too if you want. Fast, 4.5 off the edge.
Yeah.
That's tough. And I've said this in past shows. If Verse is available, I think the Bills would go after him. And there's our Brian Thomas Jr. So here's the thing. If you're going to go best player available, you're going after Verse. I can't believe that this guy's available, this Dallas Turner. I thought he'd go to the Atlanta Falcons or someone like that at this point. But if we're looking at top guys, this is the 12th overall best player. He is one of the guys that do fall into my top 20. I think there's only 22 first-round caliber players in this draft. And that's why I believe the Bills might pull up just because they want to get a draft round 1 value player. If he's there, that's a tough call.
Yeah.
You bring him and say Von Miller next year, sayonara?
All right. Well, here's my question. Is the defensive end class this year deeper than the wide receiver class? Because all I've been hearing is that the wide receiver class is super deep. So,
Scott. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Swank. I went ahead and we're doing 2 rounds here. So let's go ahead and grab Verse.
All right, let's see what happens.
We still have,
what does
we still have our
what
60th
does
pick.
this year's second and next year's second give us?
As far as moving up?
We'd have to run that after this.
You know what I mean? So if there's a receiver still available, could we move up early in the second round to get that receiver like Lad McConkey.
No, he gone.
He gone.
I'll tell you
Xavier
what, there's still
Worthy
talent. Oh,
gone.
this
There
guy.
you go.
Oh, look at this. The Niners want to give us Floyd back for their 60th pick. We're going to reject all. I'll tell you what, guys. This guy right here is getting a lot of praise. Devontae Walker, a lot of praise. Some have him. If there are 9 receivers going in the first round, he's one of them. This Jalen Polk is a guy that got a lot of numbers in Washington, with Odunze being the number 1 target. So this guy is very impressive too. Has a lot of film because they pass the ball quite a bit with Penix Jr. I would not be upset with any one of those guys if we went ahead and had Jarrod Verse in the first round. So that's a great question. If he does present himself moving up, trying to get a wide receiver, and now he's there, we got to remember the Bills find value in round 4 and 5 in wide receivers. Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir. I can't imagine what kind of caliber wide receiver they could find if they wanted to, using the same kind of mathematics they used to find someone in the second round. They're going to find their guy that's effective.
Yeah.
So if they can find a defensive end, we got to have AJ Epinesa. We have Russo. We do a rotational defense. This guy is a motor. He's fast off the edge. He's got quite the repertoire as far as moves. Why not? I would grab someone like Devontae Walker or even Jalen Polk here.
Okay. Well, it's nice to know that we have options. While you're deciding which one you're going to pick,
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
That's right. We're in overtime because we're unprofessional and we go over our time, and Buff fan base is gracious enough to let us get away with it. Jamie and Paulette. Paulette, did Uncle James, psych you out? Because I'm looking at the timestamps on your overtime posts here. I think Uncle James just wanted to be first, or his clocks are fast, because it says 8:56. I had to check my phone to make sure my computer wasn't out of sync. But big up. Thank you guys for loving the overtime. All right, what do you got over here, Scooter?
I'm just showing you the 2 receivers that would have been available to us in the second round. 6'2", 193 pounds. The guy catches the ball, got a great average at 17 yards per catch. Look at this 40, 4.36 40. And on top of that, a vertical 40.5 and a broad of 134. So that not only tells you he's fast, but he's explosive.
Yeah.
That's lower body core, and that is pretty impressive for a guy of Devontae Walker. Now let me click on Polk here. Solid body.
Yeah, he's thicker.
Yep,
young,
thicker,
moldable,
solid body.
17.3. And again, his broad jump's pretty impressive. Runs a 4.5 too. Diggs ran a 4.54, I believe, so not far off of that. But again, the age is the attractive thing when it comes to receivers because of their rookie contract. He would be someone, again, didn't get all the all the gossip because of the wide receiver of Rome Odunze. So this guy could be a sneak pick. This guy's an obvious pick at 2. I'd be okay with this one right here. But yeah, that's grabbing the top defensive end in the league, and it's also grabbing a guy that could potentially be a wide receiver number 1 for Buffalo Bills year 1.
I like it. All right, we're getting in here. I don't know how you guys for time here. Jerry, you were late, so you can stay for like an hour.
Let's pinch it here. Let's go a little bit. Scott, now the next one's the drop back, right?
Trade back?
Trade back.
Let's see it.
Trade back. And then the explanation for this trade back is that it all depends, obviously, on who the Buffalo Bills value as a top round pick. I only have 22. You'll see it on the top 50 during next week's draft show. But it all depends. If you're at 28 and all the receivers are gone, you could still fall back and pick a legit guy at number 2. So what I'm doing here is I am making a trade. There's a lot of teams here in the second round. I'll go click on it. It actually goes in pretty good order. We got the Cardinals here who potentially going to get a wide receiver with number 1, so that's out. Washington's going after quarterback. Here's another wide receiver potential if they don't draft him in the first, and same here. I am seeing the Carolina Panthers. See how they have the pick 39 here? They also have pick 33. So they're second round safe. They are looking for a wide receiver who potentially the top 8 receivers can be gone in the first round. top edge. There's potentially 4 that are going to go in the first round. And some of the cornerbacks, the best cornerbacks are gone in the first round. There's not a lot in the second and third. So I can see these teams with no first round draft pick wanting to come up and grab not only Buffalo Bills wide receiver spot at 28, but ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs, who are also going to go to wide receiver spot. So if they have someone on their board that are top 8 and there's only 6 available, they're coming up. And they're actually going to give up some. I'm actually going to make our trade to them a little heavy towards us, and you're going to see that they're going to accept them, which is pretty sweet. So let me make a trade offer to the Panthers. And the reason I chose 4 rounds, guys, is because I'm going to grab a 4th round pick from them and next year's picks here. So we're going to grab their 38. So we're going to actually drop back 5 spots. All right. We're going to get the first round in the 4th pick. And then according to draft chart value, we could also grab next year's 3rd round from them, which Bills can do damage with a 3rd round. You see that it's reject. Its more success chance is less. But because of need, and this is why I like this website, because of need and where they are in the draft, they're actually going to
decline.
They're going to accept it. Now, let me push this, guys. And the reason I say that is because if Bean has 8 receivers that he really loves, and if we go to this here, and I believe that these are the top 8, these guys are pretty much the top 8. When you get here, these guys, I think it's pretty accurate. So let's go ahead and start this draft and see what falls to us.
Oh, Leggett.
It's Franklin wants Leggett if he's there at 38.
Yeah, that would be a nice one.
And I was surprised what I saw fall to us. I've done like 20 of these just to see what our potential would be, guys. Brian Thomas Jr. is available sometimes. Adonai Mitchell's still there.
Not anymore.
Yep. Okay. Legate's still there. Keon Coleman is someone that also falls in the first round. We're going to ignore some of these trades. So right there.
There you go.
We've got the Fandemonium wanting Leggett here at this pick. Keon Coleman is another good-sized wide receiver that is available here.
Him too.
Yep, 6'3", 213 pounds.
Big.
Yep, good size. And he's someone that has fallen in the first round. I've seen on many mocks. And obviously
he's got his profile against guy.
Hold on, let me show you Leggett.
Oh, he's big.
Plus, he's got that 4.39. He's got that vertical. Yeah. He's got good weight. And then you want to see Keon Coleman?
Yeah.
6'3", 213.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at the
spread the seed.
But I mean, it's a 4.6, 140, guys.
He's slower.
But Diggs ran a 4.59.
Right.
All right. So the only problem I have with you comparing that is that Diggs was an elite route runner. So like, even though he was that little bit slower, these guys aren't going to be at that level quite yet.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Swank was the shuttle, his ability to go left and right instead of north and south.
All right. So I highlighted immediate routes here. This is why I like Coleman. He's a 94% according to the grade. So he runs good routes. Yeah, in college. Yep. I understand that. But we also gained 101 pick here. So those of you who are watching, who do you want as a wide receiver? If we jump back, hey, we still have Xavier Worthy here.
Mm-hmm.
Now keep in mind, he ran the fastest 40 at 4.21. He's got decent height, but he's tiny. So do we want someone? And then we know the Bills like people that can block. So let's see what the Fandemonium wants. Go ahead and pick one of those wide receivers. We'll pick them, and we're going to go through all the way up to the 4th round to see who we have. Keep in mind, the Bills.
Yeah, Coleman was the big guy, right? 6'3", 220.
Leggett is winning in the comments so far.
There you go.
So I say let's roll with him.
All right.
Yeah, get him.
Draft Leggett. And they also are up to date on needs. So we'll see what we need here. Brandon Fisk is a defensive lineman. Cooper Beebe is a good offensive lineman that we just missed out on.
Do we go after another receiver? Do we get Worthy?
Now, here's the thing. Do you go after the next receiver?
Yep.
I would say so. Yeah.
Let me go here. And I'm going to...
these two young guys, if we can get Worthy and Leggett, they're I would say get them.
So here I'm thinking I'm going to be devil's advocate here. We do need a cornerback. TJ Tampa, I've seen in mock drafts, NFL.com and all that stuff, them go after TJ Camp in the first. TJ Tampa, I'm sorry, in the first round. He's still available, but why not bring that speed in? Why not? Ricky Purcell has hands like you wouldn't believe out of Florida. 6'1", 189, wonderful story. Look at all the blue he's got here. Vertical, 3-cone, 4.40. And he can catch the hell out of the ball.
That's route right there.
He is 93% immediate route, a deep threat, 93%. He's pretty talented there. So do you guys want to go after speed? We can do that. Let's do it. Let's see what's available at 101. This is the pick that we gained. Now we need defensive lineman, we need edge, and we need offensive interior lineman. And a safety. I'll tell you what, if that Cameron Kitchens is available, that'd be nasty.
Ooh, Cammy Kitch.
Cammy Kitch.
$13.85. Everybody. Tell all your friends. Let's get up to 1,400 before the end of the show. How about that?
There you go. So this situation, if you're just tuning in, is us trading back with Carolina to go to 33rd pick over the 28th. We did get that 33rd pick. We gained a 4th rounder in the first pick in the 4th round, and we also gained next year's 3rd round.
Franklin says Cole Bishop, ?
Cole Bishop is a safety, and he does not look like he's available.
He gone.
There he is. He's actually someone that I would like to do. 6'2", good size, strong, fast, plays his own well. So now what we're looking at is we have our 2 wide receivers, guys, both named Xavier. That's awesome. And if you see what the Bills need here, where's their pick? Anyways, they need interior offensive line. They need safety, who the 83rd ranked player is available at 101. That's a potential player we can get. Yeah. There's a bunch of cornerbacks available. I say out of all this, hold on. We already got our wide receiver.
2 of them. I
say we go after Kalen Bullock. His profile, 6'2", 188 pounds. You can get some weight on him.
Get with some weight, yeah.
4.48, 40. Our safeties in the past year, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, are 4.5, 40 guys, so he's faster than those guys. He's good size.
That first 10 yards, he comes up quick.
And it looks like he's pretty decent in his zone and man coverage. So I say with an added pick, we get our safety. Would you guys agree?
Do it.
Mm-hmm. Now we do need a running back. Right now we have Ty Johnson, and we have James Cook. And I think that's all as far as decent backups of the special teams. There's a couple guys on this list. This Dylan Laub from New Hampshire. He's a receiving back. So if we want a like player, we would go after him. Frank Gore Jr. Obviously, we know there's a pedigree in this draft. He's Frank Gore's son. He's a good size running back. So if we need running back, those guys are there. This is the best player available. Like I said, we're at 128, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, then we have 6 picks later. So we have 2 picks within 6 round, or 2 picks within the next 6.
Real quick, our boy Mike V has just joined the chat. What's up, Mike V?
What's up, Mike?
He says, not sure if it was discussed or not, but are we double dipping next week, Tuesday and Thursday for the first round, or just the first round? We are not going to be on live next Tuesday, a week from today, because of the 4.5, 5-hour marathon that we're doing Thursday night. And then all of us are going to work, I believe, the next day. So it'll just be the draft show next week. So, but make sure you come, hang out, leave a comment, Mike V, because if any of you are late, also we're at 1408. Good job. Awesome. Thank you so much. Leave a comment next week during our live draft first round show on Thursday, and you are entered to win a signed James Cook jersey from the amazing Mr. Justice General and the new company that he is forming for autograph memorabilia.
Nice.
Billion.
So, yeah, do that.
Next Thursday, we'll be live again. So I guess it all depends on what we want here, guys. Do we want an offensive tackle, which we do need some depth in?
Yeah, I mean, you can always use offensive linemen.
I'm all about building the trenches, man.
Okay, and we also have this Mohamed Kamara defensive line edge, guys, very raw, good size, pedigree for what the Bills actually like at that position. 40, 4.57, and explosive. I think we can wait for that, actually. So let's go ahead and get our lineman for depth.
What's up, Jim Graham?
And that Matt Goncalves, he actually gets higher grades as a pass blocker than a run blocker. We know the Bills like to pass the ball, so we're not making any trades with them. We got our last pick of the 4th. Obviously, we only did 4 rounds because we wanted to see what would happen if we drafted back. We did get the Xavier Legette, a decent wide receiver with that first pick. We got Worthy, a decent second pick. Obviously, the speedster, the fastest wide receiver in the draft, and we gained a safety that could potentially be a starter this year. So that was a good draft back. We got an offensive tackle the first round in the 4th. What about the second round? You can never have enough corners.
Franklin says Kamara, DeJean.
Yeah, Kamara, like I said, is the prototypical size that the Bills like. He's got a motor. He's fast. He's explosive. Pass rush 89. What do you think, guys? Want to get Kamara here?
Do it up, make.
Yeah, it's the guy you mentioned earlier. Get him.
Yep. So there's our draft. If we drafted back, we still would get a legit receiver. We get 2, actually. A safety, a lineman, and a defensive line. Not bad.
Beautiful.
Jim Graham, my birthday is on the 27th. I need to announce the pick with my MD 2020 in my hand. Jim Graham, you call in the live draft show, and we'll let you announce whatever you want with your Mad Dog and him, my man.
Hell yeah. Well, there you go, guys. There's the 5 scenarios.
Hell yeah. Joey Hatch says it's been a hell of a draft. This would be perfect. Hell yeah. I got to say, like, because Scooter has been talking to us all week about how excited he's been about tonight. And awesome job, by the way, man. Very nicely done, breaking it down, making it easy to understand. The last 2 scenarios for me, man, they seem like that to me. That's the boring. That's like the don't spend your birthday money, put it in the savings account. I'd rather do that. I'd rather have more quality picks that aren't maybe as flashy, because then if they burn out and they don't work out, it's not as big of a deal.
Right.
You know, but God, that Brian Thomas, that trade up, man, that seems like
that was nice.
We gave up a first, basically traded a first, and you gave away Diggs' pick, and you got Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, you literally lost nothing except for positioning.
And that's a first round pick with 5th year option.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And that is interesting. That's a very good point, man. Because like, if you are trading out of the first round, you do lose that part of the gimmick. But this day and age, the way wide receivers are, they'll be crying for an extension by the 4th year anyway.
Oh yeah. They'll be sitting
to him. If he's producing, give it to him.
Franklin loves the draft. Thanks so much, brother. Thanks for participating and throwing your opinions out there, man. Let's see. Joey Hatch says, Scooter Magooter put in all them hours to work out the draft capital numbers so we didn't have to. Thanks, brother. Hell yeah, he really did.
You're welcome, man.
Because can you imagine how long this would have been if he didn't? He's like, what about this?
Let's try this one.
A lot of math. And I bet, like I said, you have to give the teams you're trading with a little bump, like an extra 100 or 200 points, just because you got to make it enticing to them. And then you got to fight them based on what they actually want. So, like I said, NFL Draft Buzz does a good job with all that. And I like this site better than most of them. And you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to punch my mixer either. All right.
Did I slug your mixer?
You did. That's okay.
Wicked.
Let's see here. Joey Edge also says, do you think that we are looking for a number 1 receiver or a receiver by committee kind of scenario? Jerry, what do you think about that?
I think we're looking for that number 1. And honestly, I'm hoping that they move up to at least get one of those top 4. It's going to be either number 3 or number 4, Adunze or Brian Thomas. I'm right there with the Swank with Thomas. I think a lot of people like him. But I think, in all honesty, like 3 years ago when we thought they were going for CB, they're going for wide receiver number 1 now. And I think they have to move up top 20 to get Brian. And I think that's going to be the guy that we get. Got to get the receiver number 1, in my opinion.
I like it, man. It's a solid take. I think bringing up the CB1 comparison, that's tricky territory right there, because they didn't really hit on that. What do you think,
You'll
Scoot?
see this year that Kyrie Elam is the true number one.
Oh, get out of here, dude. Is this a beer bet? I'll do
this?
it. I will do it.
Yeah, beer bet
right
number one.
now.
There we go.
Beer bet number
Kyrie
one.
Elam starting
2020
CB number one this year.
Week 1
starting
starts
CB by season
CB1.
start.
No. You said CB1. That's the bet. Are we doing CB1?
You better retract that bet.
No. What are you doing? Come on, man.
What is it, a 4-pack?
Yeah, it's a 4-pack, bro.
I'll say Kyrie Elam by season week 1.
Season
is
10.
their number one CB.
Wait, what?
Jarrod.
Season what?
Okay, let me. All right, he owes you 4 beers. What I'm telling you this is the Bills were not interested in trading for a cornerback until Trey White went down. The reason they were in after Rasul Douglas is because we obviously saw what he did when he came into Buffalo, and when he finally got comfortable there, the pass breakups, all that stuff.
Kyer and Douglas.
Douglas is CB1. No, Kyer would be CB2, Jarrod. You got it. CB1 is Douglas.
All right. So what is the bet? Tell me what your terms are.
Is Kyer playing
I was
opposite
going to
side
say
of Rasul
Kyer
Douglas?
starts at CB.
Kyer starts at CB week 1.
Week 1.
That means he plays the very first defensive snap at cornerback.
At a cornerback position.
At a corner, not slot.
No, either 1 or 2.
All right. And if he lines up as linebacker, I still win.
You still win.
All right, that's the first beer bet.
There you go.
I don't think Kyrie Elam will be on the Buffalo Bills by week 1.
There you
He's
go.
not with the Bills.
Hey,
no.
Christian Benford has proven that he's a decent CB. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyer. You got to get it while you can get it. You get rid of him. It might happen, Swank. You never know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, beer bet number 1. Good job.
I like it.
Got it in the books.
We got to get. Did you ever tally up the beer bets? I know we owe you a lot. Jarrod, I think, beat the shit out of us.
I think we only made 3 over the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 3 total. But
what about?
I won 2 of them.
Wasn't our Pick'em's record was reflective of that too, right?
Yes.
And
think
that was
Scott
a scooter.
actually got that.
Yep. I'll give it to you.
There you go.
All right. So basically, I'm buying you guys a bunch of beer.
I'll share.
Jarrod actually came pretty damn close with James Cook yards. That was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. Is that on the? Yeah, I gotta look at it.
Yeah, that's a beer bet too.
I think it's
all right.
All right, we're gonna have to do. So, are we doing new beer bets? When are we starting new beer bets for the season?
We just did.
No. Not like start new beer bets, but start season beer bets.
I say when training camp starts.
All right. I say we start before that. Want to do a beer bet?
Let's do it.
What is it?
The beer bet is that we're going to start doing beer bets before training camp.
The bet is the best.
Hold out. Just hold out.
Pony up.
Uncle James says pony up. We're at 1470. Can we hit 1500 before we say goodnight? That would be something right there. It's 921. Again, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Couldn't be prouder to be associated with that network and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com and give them all your money. Every single damn. Guys, this was fun. This was very fun. Are you ready to do the synchronized click?
Yeah.
Are we done with this? All right. We're going 3, 2, 1, click. 3, 2, 1, click. Nice job, dude.
Look at this. Guys, before you lead us to the closing thoughts tonight, I just wanted to say one thing for those tuning in. Hey, the guy that was undrafted free agent before the Bills signed him, and the first player in NFL history to rush for 1,000 yards and have 1,000 kickoff return yards is Mr. Fred Jackson. That's the trivia question for Monday Night Trivia. Fred Jackson is a beast. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards kickoff return in one season. First guy to ever do it. Love you, Fred.
Jarrod, I was literally going to throw you to trivia night, and then you cut me off.
Oh, sorry. I know Camden's still
hey guys,
around the house. I can hear his footprint, so I was just trying to go.
We do this thing called trivia. And that was the answer to the question.
There you go.
This is the 3rd week that we've done it. Jarrod, I don't think it's been smooth any week yet.
Nope.
We'll try again next week. All right. Maybe you should do a special trivia for Thursday.
Okay. Yep.
Do it Wednesday into Thursday or something. That'd be fun.
I will do that.
So Jarrod does a trivia night on Monday nights, guys. Obviously, going to do a Wednesday night this week, but it's a fun thing. It's kind of get to know your Bills knowledge, kind of information. It's a fun thing to be a part of. It's a poll that he puts on Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff. So, yeah, that's impressive. Freddie Jackson, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards returning. That's awesome.
It's my dude.
Kickoff return. Yep.
The first Buffalo Bill that I ever met face to face was CJ Spiller. And it was during the whole like Fred CJ debacle where people are like, who's the number one? And I remember them walking out of the tunnel arm in arm, like, no, but neither.
Yeah,
we both are both here. And that was like one of CJ's like best years, like where he just killed it. And I really wish that he was more than what he turned out to be.
Yep.
I remember Ralph being really excited about it. I think we actually referenced this last week.
We did?
Yeah, I think so. I think we
with RT.
Yeah. How Ralph came out and was like, this young man's going to put the whole team on his shoulders. And we're like, why did you pick him? We don't need a running back. And I also believe that that's true today. We don't need a running back.
Yep.
Hey, better late than never. Mafia mount up.
This is Sparta.
Right there. Spartan. Did you hear that reverberation off this amazing acoustics in my new house that Scott just did? Because he's right here. Look. He's right here. All right, Jerry, what do you want to do? Final thoughts? You done with this? You done with this tonight?
Let's close her out, guys.
You've been trying to get to this point. I mean, ever since you showed up. He's like, I missed 2 weeks. I don't care. Let's go.
The moment the show starts, the ending begins. So
that's really deep and dark. Deep dark. We're at 1488. 12 more people by the time we get to final thoughts. I want it. Jerry, go ahead and lead us off, buddy. What are your final thoughts? It's so great to have you back, by the way. Had a blast tonight.
It was fun tonight. I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to join you guys next Thursday, to see what the real draft looks like. Scott, you did a hell of a job putting those 5 scenarios together. Those first 2 were great, but I'm with Swank. Those last couple just gave you the goosebumps because I think they might be more realistic. Still having those players available there and getting them to add to this Buffalo Bills organization to help make them push for this year is awesome to see. And like we've said before, you could do 1,000 mock drafts, but you never know what the true one's going to look like until Thursday, April 25th. And I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to be sitting with you guys when they move up, and we're excited to see who they get. And whoever they get, obviously, last year's Dalton Kincaid, we were excited to see that. I can't wait to see what this year brings. Enjoy the rest of the week, guys. Summer is right around the corner. The nice weather. Enjoy that. Get the lawn mowed. And we'll see you next Thursday.
All right, Dad.
Pick the damn toys up out of the yard, too, while you're at it.
Change the spark plugs in your lawnmower.
You can't mulch twigs. All right. 1501. You guys God, man, you guys are killers, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you absolutely so much. Like, sometimes you put those things out there just being like, hey, let's try it. And then you guys do it. You live up to the occasion every single time. So thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
Scoot Magoo. Hey, thank you so much for being here, buddy. It's always so great to have you here. Jerry, can't wait to have you here Thursday. What do you think, boys?
Hey, man, I'm excited. Swank, thanks for having me, hosting me. We had some pizza and wings. It was delightful.
We scouted out the pizza and wings that we're going to order.
Yeah. We got our pizza and wings ordered for next week's show.
Mm-hmm.
We stress that this is a fan first perspective page, and during these situations we put in, you guys are putting in your 2 cents, and we absolutely love it. That's why we do it. We like to hear what you guys have to say, and we love to actually give you guys a voice. And I know Buff fan base resembles.
Hold on, was that a hiccup
for you?
Was that a hiccup in there for you?
Oh no!
No, you're like, was that for you?
I hiccup for you all the time.
Sorry.
Well, the reason we're part of the fan base in 26 shirts is because they reflect the same things that we do, and we absolutely love it. And I can't imagine being a part of a better group. And guys, if you haven't joined already, hit up Twitter and all that stuff. Join the pages. They do things the right way. I want to remind you guys that next week during the show, if you leave a comment at all, you will be entered to win a James Cook autographed jersey. which is pretty special.
Super special.
It's super special. So love you guys. Swank, thanks for hosting me tonight. Had a wonderful time. Your house is beautiful. And I can't wait to see you guys all Thursday. Remember, we don't have a show on Tuesday. There's no Keg Run Report on Tuesday, but we do have 6 hours of fun on Thursday. Cheers and go Bills.
Hell yeah. Man, I love how like every time we talk about Thursday, it like gets longer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hour show.
I'm fine with it. I don't care. I can't wait until we can like take the next day off after it, and we can just, you guys can crash here and we can have a good old time. We'll just keep the cameras rolling all the way through. That'd be great. Guys, seriously, man. Like, I know I said it earlier. This season has been so special already. The amount of viewership, the participation, sharing, loving, caring, kissing. It's great. You guys are killers. We really appreciate all the participation. We're about to draft a new class of players. And I feel like we also say this every season, but like there are going to be people on this team that you love that are not going to be on this team come September. So enjoy what you got. Appreciate this team. Look at your QB1 coming in to off-season workouts, being a leader, looking like all those pitchers, man, not a care in the world, no stress. Do you think maybe that had a little bit to do with not having to see somebody that caused him stress all the time? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Jarrod has had enough of this. He's gone. Unprofessional.
You called it. He wants to leave right when he starts.
I told you, man. I told you. Guys, we love you so much. Don't forget, you can join us every Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, but this Thursday for sure, for the Keg On Report right here on whatever platform you're watching it on. That includes YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all dams. Don't forget, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, give them all your money. God damn, we got a draft. The next time we see you guys, we'll be drafting. How about that? Go Bills.
How about that?
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Jerry, where'd you go?
Cam's crying.
Go Bills!
I am my father's son. Let the fuse and run.